Well, people in Bayou Corn have been living on the edge of an active 9-acre sinkhole this year. Our Cheryl Mercedes takes a look back at the events that surfaced around this disaster.
The small community of Bayou Corn is home to hundreds of home and camp owners who enjoy living near the Bayou State's rich swamplands. It's where people come to relax. But in May of 2012, residents and visitors saw a serious change of pace. Texas brine, a solid salt deposit used for brine production, oil and gas exploration, and hydrocarbon storage off of Highway 70 became the center of concern. For them, the chaos started on August 3rd when the earth opened up. Cypress trees fell over and were sucked into the water. But that was the result of something bigger that had started months earlier when police on a boat ride first noticed bubbling in the bayou. The slurry stirred up trouble for residents who were forced to leave their homes. Texas Brine began paying them $875 a week for the inconvenience. Drillers installed pipe casing near the site, and the Environmental Production Agency began flyovers to monitor the air. But Mother Nature delivered another punch in the form of Hurricane Isaac and ground-shaking tremors every other day. If that weren't bad enough, contractors drilling a 400-foot water observation well unexpectedly hit gas. Meanwhile, the sinkhole was only growing, swallowing more land and part of a road that was built to park excavators. Bubbling was detected in 3 waterways. By mid-October, workers reported a total of 17 bubbling sites. Geologists reported an unknown gas was trapped underground. The very next day, scientists determined crude oil in the cavern and in the sinkhole shared the same chemical makeup, and that the gases bubbling in the bayou and in the cavern were similar. The state ordered Texas Brine to install several new monitors to provide real-time data to emergency response agencies. By then, the sinkhole had scooped up 4 acres of swamp. Parish leaders blamed the failed salt cavern for the disaster. That order was followed by one from the Department of Natural Resources to come up with a plan to remediate the sinkhole. Meantime, 4 relief wells were working overtime to vent off methane trapped in a water aquifer. While Texas Brine worked to find a fix, the fines started stacking up. Assumption Parish billed the company $321,000 to cover manpower since the August 3rd evacuation. State Attorney General Buddy Caldwell asked for a $3.5 million check, and the State Conservation Commissioner later fined Texas Brine $100,000 for not following state orders. During Thanksgiving week, when Texas brine workers discovered elevated levels of hydrogen sulfide in one of its wells, parish leaders reported the slurry was burping up vegetation and crude oil. Parish and state leaders announced they would be testing Texas Brine's flow line for H2S themselves. The state ordered the company to drill 2 more observation wells near the sinkhole, provide sonar surveys, and daily reports of the company's 2 closest active salt caverns. The bills are piling up again for Texas Brine. The state recently slammed the company with an $80,000 fine for failing to install a containment system. A spokesman said the company is working as quickly as possible to assess every home in the area for monitors. This Christmas, Bayou Corn was illuminated by amber strobe lights installed to ward off waterfowls. Meantime, state transportation leaders are working on alternate routes for residents in case Highway 70 should become impassable. Nearly 5 months later, residents wait for answers as they prepare for what's to come in the new year.
Tonight, this out of Assumption Parish, the sinkhole in Bayou Corn has grown again, and that has families on edge. Tonight, a special town meeting took place. People impacted there trying to organize and present a united front. WAP's Nick Foley was at that meeting. He is back now, joins us in the newsroom with more. Nick?
Andre, it's been nearly 4 months since gas bubbles were first reported on Bayou Corn, and today, new developments, more than enough to raise the level of concern for folks trying to make their voice heard.
The problem is not going to go away until we find out where the gas is coming from and stop the source.
Frustrations rose to the surface as residents affected by the sinkhole in Bayou Corn voiced questions. Representatives from Texas Brine observed the meeting, but it was those not in attendance that garnered the most attention.
It's somebody in here that's going to take care of everybody that's in concern. We're wasting our breath and time.
Time is a major concern for residents after Texas Brine released an update saying the sinkhole had grown about 25 feet. John Ashe, who organized the town meeting, says updates should be presented to the people affected the most, adding it's been more than a month since any parish or state agency has hosted an informational meeting.
This situation is too dynamic and fluid and so many unknowns, that you would think that a meeting every week is appropriate.
What is not appropriate, according to State Representative Karen St. Germain, is to put the blame on the Department of Natural Resources.
I follow DNR because they are telling me things that I never knew before, and absolutely not allowing any agency to do anything that is out of line or not handling anything that these people request.
We have an update. The Louisiana Commissioner of Conservation today met representatives from all 7 companies operating in the Napoleonville Salt Dome and are formulating a joint plan to evaluate the natural gas and possibly remove it all from the Bayou Corn aquifer if necessary. Andre?